we've also gotten some indications from Deloitte that 2024 could also be the year that enterprises are kind of going all in on training generative AI models on their own data. Now, that's not a new concept or idea, but Deloitte is predicting that in 2024, enterprise spending on generative AI will grow by up to 30%, and that much of this will be driven by enterprises training on their own private data. So Deloitte says, quote, more companies seeking to avoid the risk of models trained on public data are expected to train generative AI on their own data to enhance productivity, optimize costs, and unlock complex insights. Basically, what they're getting at here is that despite all the hype around AI, most enterprises have really barely begun to kind of unlock the true power and potential of the technology, and really historically have so far just been experimenting. So they say that generative AI is a fast-moving and highly funded field that is just beginning to reveal its use cases, opportunities, and implications. So Paul, really at a high level, I wanted to understand if you feel that Deloitte's assessment that, enterprises are going to get much, much deeper into training models on their own data, if that aligns with what you're seeing and hearing in your work with enterprise leaders.
I mean, I think 30% is a shockingly low projection. If that's based on they spent 100,000 on generative AI last year and now they're going to spend 130,000, that just seems insane to me. So I think the enterprises that actually know what they're doing and understand the critical nature of generative AI are going to invest way more than a 30% increase over previous year's generative AI budget. If that's the metric here. But I think that everything else certainly holds true. And I think it aligns pretty closely with what we just outlined in the previous segment, that generative AI is definitely early. I think the one reason it 30% ends up possibly being true is most enterprises we talk to still have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
So if they had a strategy, I think their spending would be like any company that isn't spending 100% or more is nuts. Because the value is there. Again, even with today's versions of this, if you know what you're doing, if you have, strategic pilot projects that are very closely tied to existing projects and tasks and campaigns, and if you look at the ways that you can solve problems within an organization more intelligently, from audience growth and reduction of churn and lead quality and price optimization, there's so many ways to unlock value with AI. The only major hindrance we keep seeing over and over again is the lack of understanding, education, and training that they could build intelligent strategies to do it. So if we just leveled up AI literacy across enterprises, like tomorrow we could, click our fingers and solve the AI literacy issue, this number's 300%. That to me is the only reason it's not more.
So as part of this, we also are seeing plenty of companies just get involved in helping enterprises actually do all of this. Just this past week, for instance, Cohere, a major AI model company, announced a partnership with Accenture where they're bringing Cohere's models to enterprises. Salesforce has announced low-code options to help Salesforce administrators and developers customize its Einstein Copilot AI. It sounds like enterprises are going to need a lot of help to do this, to start training on their own data. Who should they be talking to? Who should they be working with or hiring or starting to discuss this?
You and I have joked about this before, but I used to own and run an agency. Mike worked with me at that agency for 11 years, 10 years. If we weren't doing this, I would just go build an agency that helped people do this, but it's just not. It's not the period of my life I'm in or plan to be in. But we need more consultants, more agencies capable of doing this stuff because, again, there's a lack of people internally. And I know we talk about this all the time on the show, but the ecosystem isn't there yet. It's just very immature. And I think that ecosystem of people capable of providing strategic guidance and implementation support needs to rapidly accelerate. And I would encourage consultancies out there, advisory firms out there to really think deeply about, finding some of these language model companies you can partner with that you can really scale up through their network, like you and I, Mike, did with HubSpot all those years ago, back in
Mm.
2007, when my agency became HubSpot's first partner. Like, you get in with the right technology company, you can really grow quickly and create a lot of value for people.